Well, good afternoon, everybody, and thank you once again for joining us on the United Regional Chamber's weekly update. We try to bring you some interesting guests and some events that's around the area. And it's that time of year again, and I'm glad to bring back on uh, a group of very dedicated firefighters and volunteers from the North Attleboro Fire Department, headed up by Scott Langille. Scott, welcome to the show.
Thank you, Jack. Glad to be here.
Well, we appreciate everything that you do on your regular job, but especially for this time of year because of all the money that you guys have raised for many, many years that goes to all the local charities. And that's a big thank you from us here at the Chamber.
Thank you, guys.
So tell us a little bit about Scott first.
So I've been a North Attleboro resident for all of my life, 46 years. I've also been a member of the fire department for the last 28 years. I'm married with two children, ages 15 and 12, boy and a girl. And I've lived in the area my entire life.
And how many years have you been involved here in this Kids Day?
So I've been involved with Kids Day pretty much half my life.
From the beginning.
Pretty much from the beginning.
Well, tell us, why did the fire department decide to do an event like this, Kids Day?
So it started back in the early 80s, actually, I believe 1980 to be exact. So it's about 44 years old now. And there was a group in town called the Kiwanis Group, and they had a event called Oktoberfest in October, obviously. And it was held at Mason Field, and it was attended by most of the townspeople, which back then the town wasn't as populated as it is now. So the Kiwanis Club eventually disbanded, and Oktoberfest went away. And a group of firefighters, 3 or 4 of them at the time, decided that they wanted to be able to have an event where they could raise money to give back to the community. And that's how Frontier Night became a thing. And then Frontier Night lasted until probably 1985 or so. And then they changed it to Frontier Night Kids Day, North Attleboro Firefighters Kids Day. So it was a combination thing. And then after a few more years, they decided we're just going to call this North Attleboro Firefighters Kids Day. And then it just took off from there, and it's been going ever since.
And you bring in live music, you bring in a carnival type atmosphere. Tell us all that's happening this year.
Yeah, so it's been the same format for the last 30, 40 years now. Exactly what you just said. We have music every night on a stage. We have our own food booth where we make blade meat, hot dogs, hamburgers, sausage and peppers, and then we bring in a carnival that runs all the rides, and you can get your cotton candy, your candy apple, whatever through them. And then we have various events on the field and in front of our stage. We have a craft fair show. We have a touch a truck. In years past, we've landed helicopters for demonstrations. We've had state police demonstration teams come in. All sorts of activities throughout the years.
And tell us, all of the proceeds that you guys raise, and you work so hard to do this every year, tell us some of the organizations that have benefited from this.
So we donate to a ton of different people and organizations. So throughout the year, the committee meets once a month, not just these 4 days, but we meet once a month throughout the year, and we receive donation requests. And throughout the year, we at these meetings, we look at these donation requests, and we decide how much, if we're going to donate at all, and how much money we're going to donate. We've received requests from multiple cancer societies, heart and lung associations, on the behalf of certain people. We also receive personal requests from individual residents that might be going through a hard time, might be going through some type of health issue, or they're just down on their luck and they need assistance with heating oil or something to that nature. So it's a wide gamut, but we meet over the course of the year and decide based on the request if it's worthy of a donation. And we tend to give back pretty much all the money we raise at our event these 4 days.
And, over the years, just give me a roundabout ball figure, how much the firefighters have donated to all the different organizations in our region.
That's a hard number to put on, but I can tell you last year we raised close to $70,000, and we've had probably since I've been a member of this committee, 10 or 15 years we've raised that much money to donate back. So kind of do the quick math, it's hundreds of thousands of dollars over the 40 plus years we've been in existence. And that's really proud. I'm really proud to say that on behalf of the committee that we've donated that much money back to the community. Again, we donate it back in various ways. We've teamed up with groups that provide heating assistance during tough times and tough winters, where we've donated in excess of $10,000 to that one group, and they dole out the money how they see fit. But we've also made smaller donations to individuals. So I would venture a guess and say hundreds of thousands of dollars over the 40 something years, maybe even close to $1 million.
And you know, something that the folks need to understand is it's not just these 4 days that you guys are out there busting your hump doing this. This is a year-long process, and all of the permitting and all that good stuff that you have to go through. And that's what your committee does. How many members on your committee?
So we have our committee's pretty dynamic. It changes from year to year, but I'd say the core committee itself is about 20 members strong, maybe a few more here and there. When we meet, it's not the whole committee all the time. We have an executive board that meets and makes most of the decisions. And then we have probably 5 or 6 full committee meetings throughout the year. Not everybody can make them, so we try to accommodate as much as we can. But I'd say about 20 or so members for the committee itself, and then an executive board of about 7.
And I noticed when you were setting up, because I drive by your spot to and from work every day, that
Sure.
you had a whole bunch of volunteers out there too, and looked like some young guys out there. Did you get the schools to jump in?
Yeah, absolutely. This is how I started. When I was back in high school, I was very close with the firefighters. I had an uncle on the fire department and a cousin as well. And I always used to hang around. So I ended up getting involved in Kids Day and helping out. And that's how I started out. And that's how some of these other committee members have started out. So we get the schools involved. We get the football team, the cheerleaders, the swim team. The band has been involved, the soccer team. Over the years, they come down and volunteer their time, and we make a donation to their club or sport, and it helps them out and it helps us out.
I believe in child labor, and so I really like when I see the high school kids out there. And before we go much further, I got to give a shout out to one particular guy, Sean Buddha Pierce. Sean put me in touch with you last year and again this year. He's a tremendous asset to all of us in this area, and just a big thank you to the Buddha.
Yeah, Buddha's a big part of our committee. He has been since, I want to say 2010 or so, or maybe even sooner than that. He'll correct me later when he sees me if he's watching this. But Sean's been a great asset to our committee. He's always here helping out, works hard.
All right, now let's get into some facts. When is this taking place?
All right, so we start tomorrow at noontime. And we run till about 11 o'clock at night, tomorrow, Friday, and Saturday. So July 18th, 19th, and 20th. And then we end on Sunday, the 21st. We start at noontime as well. And we end about 5, 6 o'clock at night.
And tell folks where this is being held.
All right, so you want to come up to the middle school at 575 Landry Ave in North Attleboro, Massachusetts. We're right in the front field. You can't miss us as you drive by. There is parking at the middle school and high school lot. However, it's on a first come, first served basis, and it is free. And then there'll be parking along Landry Avenue for residents that want to come up and there's no parking elsewhere. So we just ask that people respect the neighborhoods and the people living there and their properties as well. We don't allow people to park on certain streets, Laurelwood Drive, Westwood Estates, and Stoddard Drive.
Sure. And now all of your entertainment and all of that is free to the public. If somebody wants to go and purchase tickets for rides, what kind of prices are we talking?
Yeah, so I'm not 100% sure of the prices just yet. We're ironing all that stuff out now. But if you go onto Fiesta Show's website, they will have that listed there for you. There's usually some type of ride special or some type of pass that you can buy for certain times, which sometimes is worth it. The neat thing about Fiesta Shows and modern technology is when you buy those passes, I believe they give it to you on like an arcade card, almost like a credit card. And they're like credits. So if you don't use those credits here, if you buy a certain number and you don't use them all and you have some left over, you can go to another Fiesta show in the state or wherever, and I believe you can use them there. And the other thing too is with those cards, I believe you can recharge them, kind of like an arcade card or a Dave and Buster's card type of thing, which is kind of neat.
Didn't know that. That's great. That's great. Okay. Well, as we're coming to an end, Scott, have you got any more thoughts that you'd like to share with everybody?
No, I just want to say, thank you to our committee. Thank you to the residents of North Attleboro and the surrounding communities. And thank you to the town departments that work close in hand with us. Without all of them, it wouldn't be possible to have this event and be able to donate money back to the community to help people that need it the most. I hope to see everybody come on down, grab a blade meat sandwich from our food tent or a hamburger, or a hot dog and a soda or whatever you like, and enjoy some entertainment. We have fireworks Friday and Saturday night, some of the best fireworks in the area. I know Attleboro didn't have theirs this year, so those people want to come down and see some fireworks, we have ours. And I hope to see you there. And thank you to you guys, Jack, and the Chamber of Commerce for hosting us.
Well, Scott, you guys do such a fabulous job for all of the different organizations here. We want to say thank you to you and your whole team. Really appreciate it. Folks, you got to come down to Kids Day. I'm fortunate enough I get to bring my granddaughter each and every year, and she just has a ball. So, Scott Langille and your team, thank you very much. Look forward to seeing you this weekend.
Thank you, guys.
Big shout out again to James Friedman and the team over there at AACS for putting up with me every week. We truly appreciate it. And folks, hope to see you there this weekend. Please, everybody, stay safe.